We've done Japanese hot cold baths in Jamaica.
Yeah, there's a difference in a hot, cold bath and
freezing,
jumping into a water that wants to be frozen, that a human has to go out and chop a hole into to make it unfrozen.
Oh, this one time.
So, this one time...
This one time?
You know what? This one time.
This one time.
Oh my God, this one time?
The podcast.
Well, you know why?
Why is that?
Because I gave you that housewarming gift.
Thank you, my lover.
A cold.
I do appreciate that.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Greetings from Bangkok. In just a moment, we shall entertain you with part 2 of our 4-part series of the crazy times I had in the North. But before we get there, hello, my lover.
Hello, baby, and hello, everyone. I'm Sheila D.
And I am Evo Terra.
And have we got a story for you?
Well, that's the idea. A story is what's coming.
Would you like me to pick one?
I need you to pull from the box one more story for those just joining the show. Like all of you from Thailand. Suddenly we're like the number 4 rated show in Thailand. What the hell? Hi. Sawadee kap. Okay.
We're going to start talking in Thai.
Oh, sure. About that much Thai.
We can tell them to turn left.
So listen, let me tell you. I spent 2 weeks ago in Finland and Estonia. I was the keynote speaker at an event called NBE, the Nordic Bloggers Experience, which is a part of Matka 2017, a big travel fair. Had a lovely time. They took me to some great pre-tour things in northern Finland. I spent a lot of time in Helsinki, and I also went to Estonia. I've captured 4 stories in my head, and I'm having Sheila pull them out of me because I haven't told her yet about this stuff. I've made her wait for you, listener. That's how much I love you.
And I'm nothing.
Well, that's not true. I love you for other reasons, honey. So she has a black box with now 3 strips of paper in it. She is going to read all those strips of papers and tell you which one. Last week we talked about saunas in Thailand versus Finland. Spoiler alert, Finland won. Your options for this week might be...
So this week we have a choice of Estonia, the world's dumping ground. We have a choice of how Russians do hockey, or why I'm known as the American ice hole.
And honey, which one of those 3 stories would you like me to tell today?
Well, I think I'd like to know why you're the American ice hole.
Oh, yes. The American ice hole. Here we go. So in Finland, if you listened last week, you know that they're a big fan of the sauna. The hot, dryish room that you go into because it's flippin' cold up there all the time.
Yes.
Part of the other fun of the sauna experience also involves jumping into a frozen lake and or sea.
And you did it more than once.
I did it more than once. That's correct. It was not bright. Now keep in mind that the sauna is somewhere in the neighborhood of 160 to 175 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
Which, translating that into Fahrenheit, is hot.
No way.
Very hot. Outside, it's hovering around the 0 degree mark,
right.
Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit. See, I got that one right. But the water in Finland is at or below freezing most of the time. All of the lakes in Finland this time of year are frozen over completely. People drive on the lakes in Finland. The ocean isn't completely frozen over because it's an ocean.
Right.
But where the water is still, like in the bay area, the water will freeze out, which means it's more fresh water is freezing as opposed to salt water. But
Didn't you tell me that sometimes the boats come in and out of there and you can hear it like pushing through and cracking the ice as it goes?
Exactly, yeah. That when the ferry goes back and forth between Helsinki to Estonia, they have to, Tallinn, Estonia, they basically chop through the ice. Now, it's not very thick ice. We're talking...
Right.
Single-digit inches, most likely. It's not.
We don't get that here in Thailand.
No, we don't get that at all. Right. So you'll see a trail of broken ice that leads out from the harbor that accumulated again overnight, and then they'll break through going in. Nothing major. Anyhow, back to the ice hole.
Yes, ice hole.
I spent about 5 days up in the Kuumo and Kuusamo and Hossa area. Those are all proper pronunciation of Finnish towns, by the way.
Of course.
They like lots of letters repeated, and you must pronounce them all.
Okay.
Weird. I spent about 5 days up there with a group of wonderful people. I met a gal from, two girls from the Czech Republic were there.
Okay.
A girl from Poland was there. There was a Finnish girl that was there. There was a Korean girl that was there. And a guy from Peru. And me, the American.
Right.
While we were up in Lapland, that's the whole area I just mentioned before that, the Hossa, Kumo, and Kuusamo areas, we got to experience sauna because it's what you do in Finland. But we got to experience the other side of Finland, which is jumping into a hole chopped into the ice, because there are lakes up there. The ocean that's not an ocean-bearing area of Finland, but it is dotted with ridiculous numbers of lakes in the area. All the lakes are frozen over, several inches thick, and somewhere near the shore, they will chop a hole in the ice just for the express purpose of going swimming.
Well, the Japanese do that too. We've done Japanese hot, cold baths in Jamaica.
Yeah, there's a difference in a hot, cold bath and
freezing,
jumping into a water that wants to be frozen. That a human has to go out and chop a hole into to make it unfrozen.
How often do they have to chop the hole?
Daily.
Really?
Daily. It freezes over every night.
So the hole that I saw was pretty thick.
Yeah, the ice itself is it's probably at 8 to 10 inches at least thick. And overnight it will freeze. Now it won't freeze down 8 to 10 inches again. It's just a few. But nonetheless, somebody has to go out there with an axe. I don't know what they have to do to make that hole. And it's not like it's just a hole.
I bet you it's a chainsaw.
Very well, maybe a chainsaw. It's usually at the edge of a dock that goes out.
Right.
And there are steps or a ladder like you have in a pool going down into the water, which is completely frozen over.
You know what would make it better?
What?
A slide.
Oh, that'd be kind of fun.
Right.
The only problem is, though, here's where you're going off on the rails here, because water slides work because water flows down them.
You just have a sheet of ice.
It's exactly what it would be.
You slide down the ice.
A sheet of ice you slide down to go into a hole cut in the ice so you can get to the freezing water. Yeah, that sounds great. There's an idea for you, Finland. So while we are in this area, of course, doing something in the ice was a prerequisite at every single stop that we had. And I'm in the sauna with the ladies. Because,
of course you're in with the ladies.
Yeah, because it's ladies, and I'm going to be there. And I am the only native English speaker. They all speak great English.
Right.
And they're all speaking English to each other, except the two Czech girls occasionally roll over to Czechoslovakian and have a conversation. But everything else takes place in English. And I have been biting my tongue the whole time, because not being an English speaker, when you talk about the ice hole, which they talked about a lot, they didn't quite realize what that sounded like. Until one night, we were in the sauna, and it had gone back and forth. 3 of them had said, let's jump in the ice hole together within like seconds of one another. And Alexandra, the Polish girl, said, looks at me and said, it sounds kind of funny when we say ice hole. And she looked over at me and I said, listen, I've been biting my tongue for the last 5 days because English is funny, especially when you think about ice hole.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then of course the conversation went to Donald Trump. Great. So it was kind of perfect for being the ice hole, talking about the asshole when we were in Finland.
Oh, I love how you just tied all that together.
That's it. That is why I am now the American ice hole. Because they called me that for the rest of the time. Thanks, ladies.
I lied to you last week.
Oh, why is that not surprising? You lie to me every day, I think.
I do not lie to you every day.
Okay, this is it, people. 30 years, down the drains, right here, as she confesses her sins.
I lied to you and our listeners.
Oh, well, then this gets better already.
We're not sending postcards from Cambodia this month.
Oh, yeah, because we're not going to Cambodia this month, since we don't have my passport back is part of the reason why.
No, that has nothing to do with it.
I need a passport to go to Cambodia.
Yes, you do, but that has nothing to do with it. We're going to the River Kwai. Great. Now we have to pay royalties.
Do you have to put royalties on that? Don't sue me, MGM.
No, now we just ask for more patrons.
Oh, right. Patreon, Legal Defense Fund, to let me whistle Bridge Over the River Kwai on the show as much as I want to. Enough the funny stuff. If you would like a postcard from us, we send out postcards every single month, depending on where in the world we happen to be. Last month, I sent out postcards from Helsinki. This month, as it just found out, we are going to somewhere in western Thailand where the Bridge Over the River Kwai, lovely place also known as the Death Railroad. We're going to vacation there next week because it's Machu Picchu Day.
We bring the lightness.
We're bringing the love to the Death Railroad. And we're going to buy postcards while we're over there. That's the plan now.
That is the plan now.
That's the plan. Now, as we've seen before, sometimes when we try to buy postcards at not necessarily the most frequented places in Thailand, we have a tough time doing that. But our plan right now is to buy postcards when we are at the River Kwai and send them off to all of our supporters. So you're hearing this before we go. You have time right now, this month. Go to patreon.com/OPP Travelers or shivo.wtf/postcards and get signed up. We'll send you a postcard too.
Do it. Our music is by Valea Valea.
Thanks for listening, listener. I am Evo Terra.
And I'm Sheila D.
For more information on us, where we're going, and oh, by the way, to say subscribe so you can catch the next 2 episodes of my crazy trips to Finland, please check out our website and all of our social properties. But simply, start the whole thing here. Where? Shivo.wtf.